Well, in order to measure for your bearing clearance, it's supposed to use a micrometer. I got the micrometer set for the crank main journals. I've gone through, checked them all. They're all like right there with each other. So this is all locked in on the micrometer. I've got supposed to set the gauge in the micrometer and then work it so that you got a 0 reading on the friggin' inside diameter or whatever, and I've got that zeroed. And then you're supposed to stick this fancy pants crap in the bearings, and then wiggle this crap around and get a swing measurement. And I'm getting different readings all over the dang plates. You know, usually between like 1.5 and 2.5 thousandths of clearance, whatever. This one's like 3. Sometimes it tells me I got 0 clearance, basically. Sometimes, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. So I'm just going to say, screw it. I've got clearance. I'm going to undo all the caps. I'm going to put some lube on the bearings. I'm just going to put some oil. I'm not even going to bother with assembly lube. I'm just going to put oil on the bearings and the crankshaft. I'm going to set that in there and square all the caps up and get it all torqued down into place with the crankshaft in there. And I'll check the in play on the thrust bearing number 3. If it spins over nice, if it rolls nice and smooth, I'm gonna call it good, because I'm not gonna mess with plastic gauge. This thing is giving me, it's all over the place. Anyways, yeah. So you're supposed to measure the journal on the crank, then come along and then zero this in the caliper. Run it on a swing in the caliper, get it to where you're just dialed in at 0. So I did that, and then you go in, you measure the inside of your bearings, and the whatever. If it's like 3 thousandths, then it's supposed to be like 3 thousandths of clearance or whatever. For oil, there's the difference in there instead of using plastic gauge. Honestly, I prefer plastic gauge. It's so much simpler. Don't have to use math, but I already have these tools on hand, so I'm just trying to use them. Maybe this thing is not the most accurate. I don't know. First time I used it was on a Subaru WRX motor, trying to measure bearings, and man, all those calculations got all screwed up. So, honestly, plastic gauge is easy, and to me it's a lot quicker. Anyways, a lot less hassle. I'm gonna go ahead, throw the crankshaft in. had a whole bunch of transmission parts come in today, so I got a mess. I gotta throw away the trash and whatever. But I did get the 353 main bearings measured for oil clearance and everything, so I'm between, I'm like, I think it's like 1.5 to 2 thousandths on most of it, except for the number 3. I think the number 3 is like 3 thousandths, and I'm guessing that's to lubricate the thrust surface on the bearing. I did kind of figure out how to use all this measuring equipment stuff. And then by the time I did this one here, the 6-liter I've been working on as well for the Cadillac Escalade, those came out good. Those were all 2.5 thousandths except for the number 3. That was 3 thousandths. And then I went ahead and I measured a rod bearing for the 6-liter, and that one came out good. That one is like 2.5 thousandths, I think, clearance. So I'll measure each one of these pistons and I put them back in this motor, and then I gotta dig out all the pistons right over there. Then I'm gonna throw into the 353 and basically clean up the old used bearings from the LC8 motor and get them measured out, make sure that they're all decent size. So I actually ended up, I did this 48 RE is I don't have the overdrive section done, but I did pretty much all the rest of it except for the valve body. I still got to do the valve body, but I also got parts in for the 700 R4 that I have to build for the Pontiac out front for the 355 to go into. So tomorrow, man, this is a pain in the butt. Tomorrow I'll do some more on the 353. I'll do more on the 6-liter that I got to do. I'm thinking tomorrow I will finish up this 48 RE, and then I got to get this 47 RE. I got to get that all cleaned up because now I have everything to get the 47 RE put back together. So the 47 RE is going to be going up for sale. Of course, those so they're both of these transmissions are the diesel transmissions that go behind the Cummins motors. But I have everything for that transmission, everything for that transmission, everything for the 700 R4. So I've got transmissions to put together, plus the Turbo 400 I got. I haven't even looked at it yet, really, with the broken bell housing. It's the old 8-bolt pump, so it's perfect for Ultra Bell. I have this Ultra Bell here that I had. It was actually put on a Turbo 350, and the guy, this is the guy I sold a Turbo 350 to that gave me the Turbo 400, and he also gave me the bell housing, the Ultra Bell, because he said he was not, like, he ordered it, he got it, and he got it out of the package, and he had nothing but issues, and he kept breaking his torque converter. Well, what had happened is somebody had come in and cut and ground. They'd actually ground on this surface to try and fit it to a transmission, and he had said that he didn't do it. So my guess would be that somebody, they ordered it, they screwed it up, they realized what they did, they packaged it, they put the bad side down, and then, you know, shipping, they didn't really catch it. They didn't take it out to look at it. They looked at the other side, said, oh, okay, it's good. So this surface here where it bolts onto the pump was not parallel to the bell housing mating surface. So a neighbor a few houses down from Jeff's here, he works at a machine shop. And so I had changed the fuel filters on his Dodge Ram for him. And, you know, I was not in a big old rush. So, you know, I think it took 4 to 6 months or something before he was able to just throw it on a mill at work. And what he did was he just trued up this surface, the mount surface on this for me. You know, so he just shaved it until it was true to the mating surface of the bell housing. So he just bolted it down on the table and then milled this flat for me. So this one I got for free, which, like I say, that's kind of a freak deal. Things happen though when you meet people and you're just, you know, things just go weird sometimes. But I figured if nothing else, that bell housing would be a good tool for just cutting bell housings off and then fitting up a bell housing to the case. This is a Turbo 400 case here, and I got that one. I sold the guy Turbo 400 all beefed up with a trans brake and everything on it, and then he had this one, and basically I took it in as a core, and it had a Ultra Bell on it, which is why it's cut. And so I ended up selling another one with an Ultra Bell on it. But I've got this case, so I was thinking about maybe taking the guts from the other Turbo 400 that I just got for $50 and then stuffing it in this case and maybe using that Ultra Bell on it. Maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, the other thing is that I have a Pontiac, like a Buick Olds Pontiac Turbo 400 case right here, and it's an early one. It has the 8-bolt pump set up on it, so I could cut that bell housing off and use the Ultra Bell on this one, which would be good, because I think that one over there is only a 7-bolt pump case. But the one I just got is an 8-bolt case. So, you know, I'm thinking I can either bolt that bell housing face to face on the other transmission and then try to weld the pieces off of the bell housing that broke off, the two mounting ears. Because I did get those with the transmission. So I could try and use the spool gun and weld the ears back on to the bell housing, do it that way, or you know, and use this for the heat sink and just keep everything squared up, which I don't know, that might be feasible too. I suck at TIG welding aluminum, but I'm okay with the spool gun, so maybe I'll do that because that won't really cost anything. So I'll be like $50 into that Turbo 400, and I've got Turbo 400 and 4L80E crap laying all over the place here. 4L60E. But yeah, tomorrow I also have to get on the 700R4. So I was thinking maybe grab the 700R4 valve body here and then just start putting a shift kit and, you know, just clean that up, get the shift kit and everything, put in that preemptively. And I think I've already kind of started fitting clutches and stuff in the drum and actually measuring my clearances and stuff. So that should go fairly quick. I'm going to put a set of 5-pinion planets from a 4L65 into the 700R4. I'm also going to use a 4L60 center support because I'm going to try and beef up that 700R4 so it'll take the abuse of the small block. So it make it fun for my customer's dad. So Anyways, tomorrow is going to be lots of transmission work, at least 2 or 3 transmissions, and then, you know, two motors, because I got to get these things finished. I got to get them put together. But today was semi-successful. I've got other things I got to do besides just the free 5.3. But hopefully tomorrow I can make a lot more progress on the free 5.3. Maybe at least get the short block done up on it. Maybe the short block on both that one and the 6-liter. So anyways, that's what I did today. Little progress, you know, but something is something, and I got a bunch of other stuff to do too. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one.